Next, week 16 running back rankings. Okay, running back rankings. Elite RB1s for me this week. Elite RB1s. No questions asked. I think these are all starters. Shout out to Matt, who had like 4 of them. CMC, Kamara, Kyron, Rashad White, James Cook, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Jonathan Taylor. Those 7 are no-brainers to me. You start them no matter what. CMC, tough matchup against Baltimore, doesn't worry me. Kamara, tough matchup against the Rams, doesn't worry me. Kyron should ball out. Rashad White, James Cook, all those guys are safe pass catchers. Jahmyr Gibbs has shown explosion in this offense, looking good. And then Jonathan Taylor coming back from the injury. A lot of people are probably concerned about Jonathan Taylor. The good thing is it wasn't a leg injury. It was a hand injury. So his only problem might be holding on to the football. He's back. He should be good to go in that manner. So Jonathan Taylor, elite running back 1. Risky running back 1s / high-end RB2s. Risky. Bijan Robinson, Saquon Barkley, Tony Pollard, Travis Etienne, Kenneth Walker, Breece Hall. Okay? Bijan Robinson, Breece, obviously haven't been producing the way we thought they would. Breece Hall and Bijan Robinson, I think both of these backs are better than they're playing. We have to worry about who's playing at quarterback for the Jets, obviously. So that's a big one for Breece Hall. Tony Pollard, I think we could comfortably put him in this range for sure. Travis Etienne starting to fall a little bit from grace. So tougher matchup on paper for him against Tampa. It's just some workload concerns, right? You want to be able to start your high-end, no-question running backs, and Travis Etienne hasn't really showed us that over recent weeks. Saquon Barkley coming off of a down week. We know what he's capable of. Philly's also a tough matchup. I'd be careful with him. But I trust Saquon Barkley more than most. And then Kenneth Walker has proven that he's matchup proof as well. So Kenneth Walker can go in your lineups. Those are my fringe running back 1s. Bijan, Breece, Tony Pollard, Etienne, Saquon, Kenneth Walker. Okay? Next up, my high-end RB2s. Okay? My high-end RB2s for the week. Raheem Mostert, fresh off of cracking 20 touchdowns. Raheem Mostert, Joe Mixon, Aaron Jones, Josh Jacobs, Javonte, Chuba Hubbard, and Derrick Henry. Okay? So in this tier, we have like a mix of different reasons why, right? Raheem Mostert, probably like, well, why? How is Raheem Mostert RB2 going up against Dallas? And we know he's kind of touchdown dependent. Doesn't get a whole lot in the passing game. So with Raheem Mostert, you got to tear him down just a little bit. If you understand that part of it, got to tear him down a little bit, even though the upside is still there. Joe Mixon, obviously, he's been in this range all year. No questions about him. He's bounced back and forth between RB1, RB2, just depending on the situation. Aaron Jones would be probably, to be honest, in this matchup against Carolina, if he was healthy and we knew like he could deal with the 20-touch workload, I would have put him as an RB1. But because of the injury concerns, it's a great matchup on paper for him against Carolina. But we have to see the elite Aaron Jones that we haven't seen since week 1 damn near. So I'll put him in this high-end RB2. It's risky, though. Josh Jacobs should be in line for a very good workload against a tough KC front. Javonte Williams, same thing. Good workload against a tough Patriots front 7. And then Chuba Hubbard has been playing well in a plus matchup. Good to go for Chuba Hubbard against Green Bay. And then Derrick Henry, we saw 20 carries. We also saw 10 yards. So that's why the different varying levels there. But those are all RB2 plays for me. Heading into the back end RB2s / high end RB3s, whatever you want to call them. Ty Chandler with a tough matchup this week. Isaiah Pacheco coming back from injury. James Conner, Devin Singletary, and DeAndre Swift all fit in this category for me. These are going to be riskier plays that don't have the same upside as the group before, right? They don't necessarily have like 100-yard and 2-touchdown type ceiling, or multiple catches. Like I just don't really see that same ceiling out of a Ty Chandler this week, a Pacheco this week, right, against this tough Raiders team, probably on limited work. James Conner in a plus matchup against Chicago does have this upside, but he's also got to catch a ton of passes in order to really kind of justify that tier up. Devin Singletary, matchup against Cleveland. We've seen him play well against tough matchups, but I want to tear down and tame expectations. And then DeAndre Swift, we ain't seen an elite DeAndre Swift in a minute. It's been a minute. So I gotta caution with DeAndre Swift, even in a really good matchup for him on paper. And then the back end kind of RB3s, maybe kind of flex plays for 12-team leagues. If I don't mention them, if I don't mention the running back, it's a crapshoot. All right. So if I don't mention the running back, probably a crapshoot. RB3s, mid-tier to back end RB3s. David Montgomery, Devin Achane, whoever it is out of Jaylen Warren. If Najee's out, Jaylen Warren fits in this category. Jerome Ford, and then Brian Robinson if he's able to give it a go. Okay. And you can also put like Kareem Hunt, Jerome Ford, same thing. So these are kind of the back end RB3 flex type plays in your more shallow leagues. But those are going to be some of the more risky RB3s, in my opinion. Dave Montgomery, we got to see him find the end zone. I have my concerns about that. Devin Achane, we know the upsides there. And against Dallas, they're probably going to need him. But I think he was a little bit banged up coming into this week. And B, they're probably going to have more of their weapons back. So Achane, we know the explosions there, but teams are starting to find a way to contain him slightly more as of late. Najee and Warren, obviously Najee's banged up. I really don't like this play for Najee. He's touchdown or dependent, obviously, but he fits in the flex category in deeper leagues. And then Jaylen Warren, if Najee's out, obviously goes into this category. And then Jerome Ford, Kareem Hunt, I talked about that earlier, floor versus like touchdown dependency. And then Brian Robinson would be the last play in there. Antonio Gibson's kind of off the radar for me in that same tier, though. Like Brian Robinson misses, then Gibson fits in the same tier. All right, those are the running backs. Let me answer some running back questions. So if you asked the question earlier, let's do some running back questions. I'm going to try to go through some recent comments. I feel like that might be the best way. Pick 2 running backs in half-point PPR, Saquon, Mixon, Jacobs, Ty Chandler, and Spears. Give me the first 2, Saquon and Mixon. Pick 2 running backs, Ty Chandler, K9, Connor, Jacobs. Give me Jacobs and give me K9. Singletary might benefit from Stroud being out. Maybe. Show Pacheco a little bit more love. If he wasn't coming back from injury, I would. The only thing is they don't need to force feed him. Obviously, the Raiders are an inferior team. Plus, Clyde and McKinnon have been getting some love lately. So I think it's going to be more of a committee. Work Pacheco back in. No need to throw the whole thing at him. Does Ty Chandler pass Devontae Smith or Rashee Rice in the flex? No, I start both of those guys in PPR over him. Godwin or Connor, floor for upside. I'll go Godwin. JT, Saquon, or Rice. Pick 2. Give me JT and Saquon. What do you think safe floors for Pacheco? 60 yards, two catches for 20 yards, so like 10 points. I think Pacheco's a safe 10 points. Who do I bench for JT? Chuba, Godwin, or Connor? Probably Godwin. Godwin or Connor? Godwin if you're looking for – you bench Godwin if you want floor. You bench Connor if you want more upside with Godwin. Eckler, Ty Chandler, Singletary need 2. Give me Eckler and Ty Chan. Zeke or Gus? Give me Zeke. Did I not say Zeke? I did not write down Zeke. Zeke is in the RB2 range with me too. I did not write down Zeke. Zeke is in the RB2 range with Javonte and Chuba. He's probably the last one in that tier, right above Ty Chandler. And then Gus, if you're asking me about Gus or Justice Hill, they're off the radar. They're both flex options. Updates on JT workload. He got into full practice today. Henry have a higher floor than ETN this week. I would not call it a higher floor. I would call it higher upside. Chuba should ball again. Yes, he should ball again. Running back questions for now. Start Breece or Pacheco. Already starting Kyren and James Cook. I think you're good with Kyren and James Cook. I will go Breece. Would I start Javonte over Garrett, Cup, Nico, Olave, maybe over Nico or Garrett, but if you're looking for all upside, probably the receivers. Javonte would be a start over Nico, in my opinion, with Case Keenum at quarterback. Did you mention James Cook? Yeah, he was in my elite RB1s. Would you play Reed or Higgins over any of these guys? Walker, Breece, Bijan, Higgins? No. You got the right ones in there. I got to flip a coin for Singletary or Pacheco. I probably would go Singletary. They're in the same tier. I'm with you there. I probably go Singletary. Pacheco's just like the better matchup. You just got to hope he gets a touchdown. But if you want like nice floor, Singletary's floor is probably higher. Pacheco's upside's higher. I'd say that. Eckler over Chandler, yes. Eckler